And we are live. We live, y'all. Welcome back. Oh, I'm all healed up. We back. Master T off saving lives. She could have been saving my life, but
Y'all
we
miss me,
are
you
back.
guys. I miss y'all. I've been writing stuff, and I was like, dang, I can't write as much as I want to because we I'm in the midst of.
Listen, I was so sick I couldn't even watch the game. So listen,
Oh,
I'm just so thankful to have been able to watch the games, almost go live,
you
but I
almost went
couldn't.
live in the hospital bed.
I almost went live in the hospital bed.
Oh, snap!
I
You guys
did.
see how dedicated she is, because
I mean, I almost went live in the hospital bed. I was trying to,
oh,
because I had a black shirt. So I was trying to figure out how I could. So anyway, but now listen, we are back. This is the live recap of week 12. We
true. We
got,
might as well go back to week 11 because I had
I
so much
know
to
it.
say on
We
that one
we
too.
we just gonna talk. We look. This a little bit of live. This a live recap. This a little bit of some of everything because we've been missing y'all and we've been missing each other. So we're gonna try to get caught up. Now, where you want to start? Where
We can
you want to go
start
back?
with that Steelers Browns game because that's what we were first talking about, and you was like, we need to go live because of what I was
Listen, my blood pressure. I didn't want my blood pressure to go up, so that's why I didn't go live on that game.
You know,
That's
I almost thought too, but I remember you had just got out the hospital. I was like, dang, that would have been a game we could have went to the spot because I was actually off. It's
yes. That would have been the perfect game to go. But the final score was 24-19. Um, uh, you know, we played decent somewhat, but I didn't like the play calls. I
first
feel
off,
like
I
I,
know you. Go ahead, and I'm gonna tell
I
you.
feel like the play calls, and I said this before when they said they was going to use Justin. I said that the plays don't need to be so predictable.
Mm.
They don't need to be too predictable. But they need to be solid plays. They need to be solid. Myles Garrett talked a lot of trash,
You
and
know
he
why
put
though,
some butt.
right?
He put and
That
he
rivalry between you guys is deep because watching Myles Garrett talk, but also that's because TJ Watt, they pretty much go back and forth before defensive player of the year. And last year Miles won and JJ hadn't lost in a minute. So he pretty much said like JJ pretty much said like in a sense
no TJ TJ.
TJ was pretty much like not like Miles didn't deserve it, but pretty much in the sense was throwing shade, and Miles was like, "Oh, for real?" Like they have a respect for each other, but it's also like a little disrespect, also like because of that rivalry part. But I feel like for that reason, he kind of goes more. He went more because he sat like Russell like three times,
First
three
half. First half.
right, just sacked him three times on that, and you can tell when
Mm-hmm.
he talks, he's very passionate about it. Like
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, me and TJ, we respect each other, but he was like, but at the end of the day, there's only one defensive player
Yeah.
of the year,
I
and it's
mean,
interesting with it. But yeah, I feel like they had that to play for. Also, at the same time, as I always say, you guys. I mean, I feel like this should be a short every time I say this because I feel like I say it every week. Division rivals, no matter what, play harder than anybody. And
yeah.
the Browns, this was also another perfect example of this because the Browns ain't got nothing to play for. They have nothing. They are 2-8. Well, now they're 3-8. But
Yeah.
right, and they beat the Ravens and they beat the Steelers, the 1 and 2 of the division. Like they don't have anything. It's just that division rivalries, and I feel like their work they play better. Like I feel like they're better games and their work. I mean, and you kind of have to kind of look at it a little bit better when the one team is like definitely head and the other one is just like they just slacking. Cause now we're gonna segue to that next one. Cause who would have thought the Cowboys would have beat the Commanders?
And you know what I wrote on my paper? I wrote
I hope you wrote over.
Wait a minute. I wrote almost look better without Dak.
But once again, as I said, division rivalries, no matter what, the Cowboys literally they playing for their dignity at this point in time.
Yeah,
They're trying
yeah.
to not look as bad and try to impress it. And the Commanders, obviously, they trying to increase their wins so they can get playoffs or better seed in the playoffs. But guess what? They play the Cowboys play like they was like number one in that. That's why division rivalry games, I don't care what it is. Like even when we talk about the Giants, even though they record is awful or whatever, but when they play like Dallas, when they play the Eagles, when they play the Commanders, it's gonna be a good game just because.
Well, hello, Robert. Hello, Robert. Got Cowboys. Yeah. You will come on today talking about go Cowboys. Yeah, y'all look good today. They look good
hey,
today.
Rob, I missed your. I can't see your comment, Robert. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't see Vanessa when she's on. Vanessa can put them on so you can see them too.
I see it now. I had to go to comments.
Okay, cool. Okay. Thank you, Robert. Yes. Haven't seen you in a while. Yes, it's facts. Yeah, you ain't been here because we were dogging your cowgirls. We were dogging your cowgirls.
I mean, they still some cowgirls, but y'all played like y'all was some women today.
Yeah, they did. They did because they had even a return touchdown.
What's his name? Turnpike. I don't know why I want
to Turpin, whatever his name is.
Yeah. That game was so interesting. But like I said, division rivalry games were good, especially
the special teams was off the chain.
Oh well, not only that game was a good one, but guess what else was a division rivalry game that played today? Chicago.
The Seahawks.
Okay, we'll do them. I was about to say.
Oh, you talking about? Wait a minute. Seahawks and the Cardinals. Who? Titans and the Texans? Who are you talking about?
That was a good one too, but also I was okay. That'll be my next one. But I was really talking about the Bears and Vikings that went into overtime.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's what I said. I didn't get a chance to see the live when you read when I did my picks. But remember, literally, I felt like I was like, this week is a whole bunch of division rivalries because everything that I wrote afterwards was like division rivalry.
Yeah. Because you said 28-24, I said 21-20, and it was 30-27 overtime.
No,
look. He talking about did Pittsburgh win this week? So you got jokes. So listen, we started off the show talking about Pittsburgh. I didn't cry or nothing. We was respectful, and we gave the Brown. Oh, Robert, I can't believe you did that. Oh, of all the people.
Oh, literally, this whole segment should just be called division rivalries.
I'm telling you, because they really showed up, and the Bears, it's almost like they playing for their dignity too, because the coaching staff, they need to clean house over there because they done ruined about 5 quarterbacks. So I guess Caleb trying to save their job, save his job. Yeah, we did. We gave the Browns and Myles Garrett their props. We did.
We started off with that. So
we started off with that because I was hurting.
So we just ripped the Band-Aid off of that one first.
Yeah. So and the Falcons is on a bye after their debacle last week.
Yeah, they needed a bye. We still on division rivalries, but yeah, sure.
So anyway, the Vikings. What was that? 30-27. I didn't put any when they got a new offense.
First off, I didn't think the Titans would have win, and they was playing for their dignity too. And
they shocked the Texans because there's a clip, there's a still whose jersey is that? He want to know what jersey Master T got on.
Sir. That should help you a lot. Whose jersey I got on?
Is that a throwback?
Of course it is. Come on,
Dion. Ain't that prime time? Ain't that prime time?
Yes, it is prime time.
I know a little song. I thought that was prime time.
Yes, throwback logo.
That's little prime time. Little prime time. So
Yes,
listen,
yes.
the what was we saying? The Vikings and the Bears. Oh, so they
Is
got
that
that new op-
Saquon again? I'm sorry.
Listen, Saquon, listen. I had to go back and look up. How is he not leading Derrick
Oh no,
Henry?
yep, that is Saquon. Yeah.
It is because he had 152 yards from scrimmage the last time I looked. So he should have over 200 by now. Wait a minute. He is just listen. The boys did the best thing they could do getting rid of him. New
Y'all,
York.
I'm not gonna lie. I would really now that this is like we getting a little bit closer and stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing the NFC Championship game between the Eagles and what
255 yards, Saquon
tonight so far.
on 26 carries.
Like right now, like tonight.
Like right now, live.
Wow, man, they could just sit Saquon down if they want to. They so far ahead, everybody can sit down. But like I was saying, I really think that if we had an NFC Championship game between the Lions and Eagles, how they both playing right now, I would.
But
be very intrigued.
speaking of the Lions, they struggled with the Colts, and I'm gonna tell you, I said this before. The Colts have the number one tackler in the NFL. Franklin, Zaire Franklin, it leads in tackles. And they struggled with the Colts because that final score was only what was that? 24-6. They didn't get 30 points. They've been getting 52, 40, and all of that. They didn't even get 30 points on the Colts. Now, I mean, although the Colts didn't have a 6, but my point is they kept them from getting 45 or 50.
They did. They didn't make sure. Now, another division rivalry game that was great to watch too was the Dolphins whoop the Patriots. But now I didn't know that the Patriots eventually got 15 because last time I checked, it was like 31 to like 0.
Listen.
So the Patriots had some of their dignity back.
Tua, I guess Tua said, blank all of y'all because he is moving up in passing yardage. They are undefeated since he's been back. Tua getting the ball out so fast. Listen, his accuracy, he had 70-something% completion. Tua said, I ain't think about none of y'all. I'm going to show y'all in prime time what I can do. Just don't get a concussion. I'm just
Robert,
saying.
don't be over here talking about some Falcon looks better blue and gray. If that was the case, guess what? They would be what's y'all's record? Because y'all suck. So no, the red and black. As I always say, I will tell everybody this all the time. Outside of football season, my favorite color is blue and green. I love blues and greens. Somehow when September hits and Sundays, red and black become my favorite color. Oh, and also on Saturdays for UGA, duh. So yeah, pretty much all of our teams are red.
So okay, did we have any other division rivals? Cardinals and the Seahawks.
That was an interesting one. I didn't think
now that division is really, really tight. It's like nobody has what? Over 6 wins. It's 6-5, 6-5, 5-5, 5-6.
That's gonna be an interesting one to see who's gonna go into that.
Because the Seahawks and the Cardinals are tied at 6-5, but they got the tiebreaker right now because they beat them today. But Geno, he looked good. He had a game-winning rushing touchdown last week, and today. I mean, they won, but he threw a couple of interceptions. But Geno, didn't he throw an interception? Yeah,
he did.
But they bounced back. They bounced back so quickly. So
their defense definitely held them. Like definitely net the Cardinals. Oh, yeah, we did have another divisional rivalry: Broncos and Raiders.
Listen, and the
Which
Raiders,
started off very interesting because I thought maybe the Raiders got this, and then
I did too.
Broncos defense came in and was like, boop, nope,
Not gonna have it. And what's the name? Broken collarbone. Minshew, their quarterback.
Aww.
Raiders quarterback Minshew, broken collarbone. So
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, so listen, we've had some very good games today, and like she said, last week we didn't really get to
wait, we forgot even one more that was a really good game that I think we should show some respect to.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me. Wait a minute. Who didn't we talk about? Oh,
this is a good one that we didn't talk about. Even
the
though
49ers Packers.
Okay, not that one.
No.
We'll talk about that one too. We can start with that one.
Wait a minute. What game you talking about?
We didn't talk about Kansas City or the Panthers.
Oh, girl.
That nobody thought was going to be a
listen, we didn't even know that was going to be a contest.
That literally at the end, also at the same time, that the Panthers almost could have won. And I'm not gonna lie, I was actually rooting for them. I was like literally like, ooh, wouldn't this be kind of cool? Like the Chiefs had swept the NFC South at this point in time. But I thought, wouldn't this be really interesting if the one team that they didn't beat in the NFC South was the worst team in the NFC South? And they somehow got that field goal. But other than that, that was a really great game. And props up to Bryce Young. Like, now we seeing what he was playing like.
And Patrick says he prefers blowouts. I bet you do. I bet you do prefer blowouts.
Hey, but you know what the funny part is? They haven't blown out anybody this whole entire
season. Nobody. They haven't blown out a soul. Now, we're not going to really talk about their game, but the Bucks beat the socks off the Giants, who I just think the Giants need to just if they can't sell the team, just get rid of everybody.
Well, they pretty much already started it with him and Daniel Jones already. What Daniel Jones said, I'm going to chuck up the juice from the north and the south. Said I got.
So then they put old DeVito back in there, and he didn't do a thing.
I think they would have been better off with they would have scored more points with with Daniel.
So hey, but anyway, but I appreciate them for getting rid of Saquon because they did not have an offensive line. He is killing it. He got 255 yards tonight alone. So anyway, are we finished with this? Listen, hold up. Let me back up.
We can't really officially go into the Packers 49ers game.
Hold up. I got to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Before we leave, Jameis Winston.
He's an interesting character, bruh. Some of his quotes, that was hilarious.
He looked like I'm gonna have to take the Reverend Russell title from Reverend Russell and give it to Bishop Winston.
Oh, because of
Bishop Winston was testifying, signifying, glorifying. And I mean, he was playing some ball, and he gave all credit to Jesus Christ. I'm telling you,
but he's also a thing because they made a reel of him in the thing where they call it the Book of Jameis.
I saw it. That's why I said Bishop Winston.
So we got Reverend Russell and Bishop Winston. I'm still trying to figure out what Russell's. He said he will not tell us this until playoffs, but I'm still trying to figure out what his quote's going to be. Like when he was at the end of every game at the Seahawks, he was like, "Go Hawks." I forgot what he said with Broncos, but
I don't know. I want Russell looked bad to me a little bit in the first half. I didn't like.
Oh yeah,
he was just holding the ball. He wasn't doing anything. I just didn't like it.
And Miles was just going.
Miles was killing him, but then too,
that's how he was.
But then too, you got to keep Miles off him, and then that's that daggone Broderick Jones again. But Tomlin is determined to mold him into an offensive lineman because he will not let nobody talk about that boy, and he keeps him in there. And I'm like, ooh, get him out of there because he's gonna get Russell killed. But anyway, Pickens, they are investigating the final play.
Okay, so who was he getting in a fight with? Was it a fan in the stand?
No.
Who was it?
It was a player. I don't know the player's name. He should have been over there. Why wasn't him and Darnell? He always talking about he always effing open. Why won't you over there jumping up in the air trying to catch the ball? Why is you over there fighting? Why wasn't Darnell Washington with his 6'7" self not in there trying to catch, block, box out like basketball and catch? Why? But anyway. But they are investigating Pickens. I just don't like the extra drama with Pickens. I said this weeks ago. I don't like the drama with Pickens. Pickens is not worth the drama. He just slipped up into
this last year. This was even before we did this that you said Wait, why would he do that? That's a weird kick. Instead of catching the ball, he like batted it. So why would
he did
the onside kick? That don't make no sense. You definitely had a chance to reseal it and you bat it instead. Whatever.
So yeah, I'm his level of immaturity is disturbing and frustrating to me, because they say he initiated the contact with the other player.
I believe it.
And again, why were you not trying to catch the Hail Mary? Why not? I mean, because it could have been the thing like with Washington. Somebody hit it, bop it, and then you there. Come on. Anyway, and Russell came on strong at the end. Justin had a couple of good runs. But I need to see.
So why did I missed all of a sudden? I didn't even realize it was. I don't know if I had missed a play or whatever, but I missed how Justin got into the game. Like, why did they switch it, or are they doing that now often?
Yeah, they're doing that, and I don't mind that as long as the play is not so predictable. It needs to be. Like he had broke one that ran for like 20 plus yards or something, 13 double-digit yards. But a couple of them, they was like right on them. They saw it coming. So the plays need to be designed. They tried to trick him, and he threw a Russell Wilson type pass, but it didn't go like Russell Wilson.
I think the thing about it is I think I was hearing, and I do believe this too, that Justin works better for the offense during like red zone.
Yes.
He's more there y'all's red zone, like getting it in. Russell helps you get to the red zone, but Justin kind of completes the thing. But
and they need to perfect the red zone plays. Right. They need to have some that they need to perfect, and then they need to execute them properly. I mean,
but also at the same time with that, I mean, it doesn't really confuse the defense after a minute because they know that every time they get closer to the red zone, Justin gonna come into the game. But they need to figure out a way that it's kind of.
That's why I said multiple plays. It can't be the same play. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he coming in, but it need to be a variety of red zone plays. So I mean, it could work, but they got to be efficient with it. Now I didn't like that 4th and 2 call where he accepted the penalty, declined the penalty, and went to 3 and 7. You should have stayed with the 4th and 2 because they were already killing you. So just give them one more shot. Don't give them 2 more shots. That was dumb. I
It
didn't
was,
like that.
yeah, it kept going back
I
and
didn't
forth.
like
'Cause
that.
one
I
minute
didn't
he
like
said
that.
no, then he said yes, then it was no again, then it went
I ain't
back
like
and
that.
forth. But they
I
was
ain't like
playing
that.
snow. Talk about snowballs and snow angels. That was a whole entire. That was our first NFL game this season with some snow, and I do mean snow because it started off first like oh flurry. Then by the you be like, wait, can I see? I can't see you. Oh, where's the ball at? How
I
y'all see
saw
the ball?
somebody took a picture of their TV screen, and you literally all you saw was white snow. I don't know how those quarterbacks completed passes, but they
Them
did.
players.
They just did, and it
How
was cute
the
how
fan? How y'all able to see the game at that? Like you at the game, and then the people who got their shirts off, I'm like, why?
in between each play they had to shovel the snow. Oh, something else that happened today that was really, really crazy. And I didn't like this decision. Dan Quinn, the Commanders went all the way
Oh,
down
they
and
did the kick.
scored, and he went for the kick. Now, your kicker just missed an extra point, and you just did a 2-point conversion. Why didn't you go for 2 to win the game?
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Not only did you kick and then you missed it, but then on top of that, you did try to do another onside kick, and they just sealed the deal again. I'm like, wow.
Yes, so
Yeah.
that
It was
I
some
mean,
very interesting, entertaining games today.
yes.
So thank you, NFL, for this week of football.
Yes, this week of
Goodbye.
football. Now we don't right now as it stands. Wait a minute, I want to make sure we don't miss it. Oh, Kyle Shanahan said he was so embarrassed. 28-point
Oh yeah.
loss.
Yeah, they also said the Packers always beat 49ers during regular season. But you know what? I would rather get beat in regular season, knowing good and well that during playoffs, I somehow always beat them. That's almost like how the Chiefs and Bills are. Like the Bills always seem to beat the Chiefs during regular season. I think they're like 3-1 with it. But when it comes to playoffs, they're like 0-3. So I mean, I guess I would take that as a win. But yeah, Kyle Shanahan should feel embarrassed because that was just the Packers just murked them. They didn't even just like be like, oh, we gave them a close game. They just 38-10. Dang. What was your
So we are doing a little bit of some of everything today, y'all. We haven't been live in a while. So before we get to some more NFL, I just gotta say, I gotta throw in for the first time in 43 games, South Carolina lost. Dawn Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks lost today by almost 20 points. Well, it was 15. Yeah, 15. I think she let them lose. She made the comment to her players, don't feel good to get beat like that, do it. And she didn't substitute and make some adjustments to like seem like they were really fighting to win. And you know what I mean? So it's like
maybe like she did it on purpose, like they needed
yeah,
they needed to feel what a loss felt like.
What it felt like. Because they were taking it for granted, because they were beating the socks off of everybody. And it was an ugly lesson, but she did it. She did it. So anyway, that's it. Do we want to talk about anything else before we go to the predictions for next week? Do we want to talk about anything? Oh,
did the Jets do something else? I feel like they did something else. I feel like they fired somebody else on the team, like their head office. I forget what it was because I saw I think it was during week 11 when we was what you call it. But I feel like
they fired somebody else, the general manager or somebody. Look,
it was.
They talked about. They said they can't consider benching Aaron back in September.
That they consider benching him back in September. That's like week 4.
I know.
Or 3.
I know.
Who's that back?
Listen. He ain't been right. since he came back from the dark retreat.
That's what
I'm
happens.
just saying.
Everybody needs some lights in their life. They need
I'm
light.
just saying.
You need light
He done
to like mess like your
He done
face.
got everybody fired. He done got Devontae over. They talking about getting rid of Devontae already. He ain't done nothing over there. They done
should have
haven't
stayed
they
with the
lost every
Raiders.
game since he been there? Since they fired the coach.
But you know, the interesting part is I started somewhat watching the receivers, and I guess it's different watching it now during like actually in the season and you kind of seen all the switches versus like when I would have if I would have watched it like preseason, like when I was doing the quarterbacks and stuff, because I'll be honest, like I really didn't like Devontae on there. I'll be like, all I can see him as is a wah, I what you call it. Like I was watching it while I was getting my hair done, and my hairdresser was making fun of me because I was like, you know, it's weird watching Devontae on here because he was like, you know, Vanessa, I remember said earlier that she came on and she was saying like who her favorites was, and she was saying how Devontae, it confused her because during the series he's talking about how he really liked Antonio Pierce and how he was ready for all the seasons.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we get to off season. Wow, I'm ready to go. Wow, I want to go back to Aaron. Come back and get me. Wow, all this stuff, and now you get to what you want, and
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Now you about to get probably cut.
Yeah. Like Daniel Jones. Now, tomorrow night.
That was a mutual agreement. That was a mutual
okay, whatever.
Daniel probably was like, I don't look before you decide to cut me and take my money and all this other stuff that I don't have guaranteed. Let's do this mutually because you know what? I'm not feeling y'all right now either. So
tomorrow night, though.
Oh my gosh, I'm so mad that I'm gonna miss Hardball Brawl.
I need, as much as I don't like Jim.
You want Jim to win?
I need Jim
to win.
I need Jim to win.
Of course
I need Jim to win. I don't necessarily like him. And you know, I do realize, but I don't realize when I look at him, he's a younger, but he looks older. He looks older. He looks worn. But anyway.
He's the one who has all the heart issues, remember?
Yeah, whatever. That's tomorrow night, and I cannot wait.
I'm so bad. I'm gonna have to figure out how, like when I did with the Falcons game. I don't know what it is about the hospital I'm at. I'm not saying where I'm at, but I don't know what it is about the patients there. But I promise you, I don't know what it is. But all the days that I've ever worked on a Sunday night, Thursday you have to watch it on Amazon. But Monday night, none of my patients have the game on. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Can somebody turn on the game? I literally have to sneak and try to figure out how to change the channels. Yes, I said that. I turn the channels before a patient gets in there so I can have it on while I'm over there fixing them so I know what is going on with the game. Now, I have some patients who be excited about it. It's very rare, but nobody ever has the game on. I'll be like, what is wrong with y'all? Do y'all not like football? Because my other base hospital I work at, shoot, somebody had a game on.
Yeah. When I was working in the hospital, a lot of times the patients didn't. I used to always have to kind of go to like spots in the hospital where I knew they had the TV, and I turned all the TVs to the game.
Yep.
So when I walked through, I could look. I just changed all the TVs in like
that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. Just change our TV.
I still take very great care of my patients, and we just talk football all the time, but they are a good one. I actually had a patient one night when that Falcons State game. Oh, that was hard. And the funny part was she was a Cowboys fan, and I had it on, and she was like, "Yeah, I wish y'all," but she understood my pain. So when I saw them 3 missed field goals. Well, actually, I saw like 2 of them. And then when I saw that last interception, she understood my pain. So I could actually say crap if she like, what in the world? Because guess what? She understood because guess what? She's a Cowboys fan. And
so we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. But this has been, I won't say it was a quick live. We didn't try to put no time limit on it tonight. We have been doing 15-minute recaps, but tonight we said, no time limit.
No,
So this,
we had to catch y'all up with stuff.
yeah,
So
we had to
we had
catch
a
y'all
lot.
up a little bit.
And
Give
it was a
you
lot of
something.
division rivalries, like I said. And, final score of this Rams Eagles game was 37-20 Eagles, which started off a little slow. I'm not going to lie.
It did.
And I was like, But then the Rams started coming back. But, Saquon was just like,
unbelievable. His final
run.
It was unbelievable. I think it was 255 last. Let me make sure. Yeah, 255. 26 carries, 255 yards, averaging 9.8 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, long 172 yards, a total of 314 yards rushing for the team. Unbelievable.
I think it'll be interesting if both of them, him and Derek, could actually win the Offensive Player of the Year if that was possible. I know they've done it. Maybe
they've done it before.
Where 2 people, but I think, yeah.
Saquon almost had as many yards rushing as the Rams had total yards. They had 290 total yards. He had 256 rushing yards from the line of scrimmage.
That's crazy.
That is listen.
I feel like it's almost like a stab in like the Giants' face, to like a punch, like bam, this is.
But you know what?
But I think you're gonna say what I was thinking, in the sense that I don't think the Giants didn't have enough moving pieces around to be able to make Saquon as great as he is. Because at the beginning, yes, I think when Eli, OBJ, all them was on there was more weapons. So we saw Saquon at his prime. So then all of a sudden now, when all these after Eli retires and they don't have no other quarterbacks, and then they started taking away, OBJ ends up being traded, all this other stuff, that now Saquon don't have as many, there's no many weapons around him either to help out, to balance out his thing, and he's the only weapon on the team. So of course everybody's on it. So then that's where the question was, well, can Saquon still do it? All this other stuff. And I feel like this was the answer to it, and said, no, I'm better than that now. So,
but it's almost like the scriptures always say that your gift will make room for you and vengeance is mine. And he said he was never upset with them. He was grateful for the time, although his feelings were somewhat hurt.
Yeah.
And he felt somewhat disrespected. But now he sees that he didn't need to be there. He needed to be where there was an offensive line that could open it up for him to excel like he's excelling. Yeah. Because right now, he's on target to be in the run for Offensive Player of the Year between him and Derrick Henry. He almost seems to be a little bit more consistent, seem like to me, than Derrick.
I think it started off, yeah, that is true. Saquon seems like he still always seems to get targets and stuff, no matter what.
No matter what.
But also at the same time, I think, but Lamar is more of a running quarterback than Jalen.
And Jalen didn't want to be the running quarterback anymore. So it's a perfect fit.
It's balance for them. Because Jalen will run when he needs to. But I more like this. Lamar's like, I can still do it. So if I need to, I'm gonna do it. Better yet, if I feel like it, I'm gonna do it. And then at times he'll be like, here, Derek. But I feel like because of that, that's why it's a little bit less consistent with Derek. Because at the same time, if you look, I'm pretty sure in certain games, Derek and Lamar might have the same amount of rushing yards.
But see, some of the controversy and some of the chatter on some of the channels, some of the sports shows has been, why do they not run Derrick Henry? Why do they not use him more, because on the 2-point conversion that they tried against us, they didn't even have Derrick Henry in the game.
But they also said that Lamar should have ran it, and he didn't. He paused on it. But at the same time, like you said, if you would have put both him and Derrick, like, you know, Lamar and Derrick, well, now you're gonna confuse, because it's like, well, who's gonna run?
And Lamar does the best fake handoff. Now Tua does a really good one now. Tua's been working on his, because they even called him Magic Johnson a couple of times today. You couldn't tell who actually had the ball, because the running back literally cupped it and cupped his arms almost like he had the ball. But Tua literally flicked the ball like almost like behind the back, looked like, to the running back. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, but Lamar does an absolutely brilliant, like, you don't know who got the ball, whether it's him or the running back. That's very, very confusing. He's very good with that. I don't know if he's perfected it with Derrick Henry yet, because they had J.K. Dobbins last year and a couple other people prior to, and it was flawless. I don't know if he's perfected that with Derrick yet. Maybe that's some of the issue. I don't know. But they don't use him. Maybe they saving him for the playoffs. I don't know. But anyway, that's it. We got the Harbaugh Bowl tomorrow night. We shall see how that is. But this has been a live recap of week 11 and 12 all mixed up together, and some other juiciness, and some other juiciness all in there. So thank you for watching. We appreciate your support. Keep the comments coming. Keep the views. Tell a friend, bring a friend. And don't forget, y'all need to like the videos. Y'all watching, but we need you to like them too. Like the videos, and help us out. Help us out. All right, this is it for this. We're going to do the predictions. They'll be up soon. Peace out.
Bye, guys.